Hi guys, welcome and welcome back to my channel. If you're new to this channel, hello, my name is Joy Fa. It is that time of the year where I come with good tidings, and today is an Ankara beret something. Yes, I'm going to be showing you guys how I made this easy 3 minutes DIY Ankara beret. It's an Ankara reversible beret. Yes, it's easy, it's beautiful, it's unique. It's that beret that you can wear anytime, any day. It will answer for itself. Let's get right into it. You'll be needing your fabric, a pin. Your pin is to just pin it down to secure it before you go to your sewing machine. You need your scissors, you need your marking chalk, you need your ruler or your tape. I used ruler for this project. You can as well just use your tape. I decided to try out ruler. And then you need your chest wording. Yes, very good. This chest wording is actually what we use to stiffen our project. So if you want your project to be stiffened, like you want it to be standing, the shape to come out, then you'll be needing your chest wording. If not, you just will do your project like that. But it's actually advisable you stiffen it a bit, because Ankara fabrics or fabric usually do not have weight. So when you use a chest wording, it gives it this weight and fine look, like a finished look. That's the idea of using a chest wording. So you fold your fabric into four, and mark out 6 inch. If you notice, I actually manage this fabric. One, my fabric is not much, and then secondly, I naturally just manage fabric because I work with fabric, so I know how important fabric is, and then I know how to manage my fabric. So I folded my fabric to give me a 6 inch or 6.5, and then I folded it again to get an extra 6, and then I just marked out 6 inch all the way around. And you'll be marking out this round 6 inch in 4 places. Yes, that's what you'll be needing. You need to cut out this shape in 4. So after getting your first shape, you can use the first shape to get the remaining shapes, or you just mark out again. The choice is yours, but then you'll be needing just 6 inch from your curved shape. When you open this curved shape, when you fold the fabric into 4, and then you get a curved shape, when you cut it out, it gives you a round shape. So the idea is to get a round shape. So we need 4 of this round shape if you want to use the same fabric for your lining. The reason I'm using 4 is because the same fabric I'm using for the outside is what I'm using for the inside. So it's more like a reversible beret. But if you want to use a lining, then you'll be needing 2 pieces of your fabric and then 2 pieces of your lining. At this point, my fabric was almost finished, so and I was able to get just 3 out of 4. So I tried manipulating the 4th one, which was practically impossible. So until the idea just came that instead of trying to get it folded, why not just try getting the circle white open? If you can see from my video, I tried like every angle of my fabric to get this curved shape out, but then the fabric said no. So I had to improvise. I opened the fabric, laid my full circle, and then it entered. I traced it out and then cut it out. This is what happens when we try to manage fabric most times, but then you need to be very diplomatic so you could get what you want. I knew it was going to be enough, but I didn't know how to go about it until when it later happened. So finally I was able to get my 4 patterns, which is like my complete pattern, apart from the strap I will be using for my finishing, which I can actually get from my pieces. So after getting this part, your 4 patterns, you are going to use 2 out of it, trim out 3 inch, just like what you see me do, to create a loop. The loop is the part where your head sits in, or the part that enters your head. So you need 2 pieces to come out with a loop, and then 2 pieces should be to be full circle. At this stage, you are going to go ahead to stiffen your project. You stiffen your beret. So you are going to stiffen the round part of the cap, which is like the head, then the loopy part, which is the part that goes into your head. If you are using a lining, you can decide to stiffen the outer part without stiffening the lining, just to save cost. But I prefer to stiffen both the round part, which is the main cap, and the lining. Why? Because in this project in particular, I'm making a reversible beret, so you can actually use both sides. But if you're using a lining, of course you can't use both sides, because lining remains your lining. But if you want it to have weight, you want it to have a very, very fine finishing, then I advise you to stiffen both parts, which is the main beret and the lining. But you can as well just stiffen the outside without stiffening the lining. After cutting out my stiffener, I went ahead to measure the loop. I measured the loop round and I got 22. So I cut out a strap with a 23-inch length just to cover my finishing when I'm done with the cap. So I took this cap to my sewing machine, and then the one with the loop, I sewed that loopy part down just to hold it down, and then the circular part down as well, just to secure it. So the reason I sewed out that loop part is because I needed to cut out the loop, cut out the stiffener from the loop, and in order to do that, I have to attach the fabric to the stiffener, just so when I'm trimming it out, it does not shift, or we don't need a wrinkled beret at the end of the day. So after sewing it down, I trimmed out the loop, trim out the excess in the loop, and then I went ahead to join my beret. This project actually made me a managing director of fabric, you can imagine. So while trying to get my strap to cover our rough edges at the end of our project, my fabric was not enough. So if you notice, I actually cut out two straps. The reason is because I needed a 23-inch length, and then what I got was not up to 23. I had to join at some point. So please, in case you're working on this project, just try to get a straight strap of 23. Me, I don't manage material, I don't even know why it is well. So I went ahead now to put the loopy part, one of the loopy part and one of the full circle together, right side facing each other, and I began to sew the round edge down. The beautiful thing about holding your fabric down initially with your sewing machine is because the thread gives you a guide on where to sew. So I went ahead to follow my thread mark. I went in a bit, and then I began to match the edges of my cap together, and then I began to sew down. After sewing down, I turned it over and I was already seeing the beauty. My God, this is beautiful. The fabric is top notch, and then the cap is something else. So I went ahead again to sew the round edge round, just to have, at this point I'm actually doing it not to secure the edge, but because I needed the thread guard to put the two caps together, because I already stiffened and then it will be difficult to put it together since I'm not seeing both fabrics. But with the help of my initial sewing, which I tacked down, I was able to manage my putting together. But this time, I don't know what happened, but I noticed I had excess, but I was able to maneuver it. So please, when you are making a project, there tend to be challenges that we don't show in the video. But if it happens, just try to manipulate it. Don't say the measurement you were given was wrong. No, the measurement is never wrong. It's probably there was a mix-up somewhere and then something just happened. But in between, just try and sort it out. It's easy. If there is any problem, we wouldn't post the video. Then I matched the circumference, which is like the circle of my head, which is the loopy parts, together. You can just put in your finishing, your strap right now, but I did not. I went ahead to use my machine to match it down. I wanted it to be matched down so I could see what I'm doing before I use my strap to cover it. And that is that. It came out really, really fine at the end of the day. So after matching that loop down, which is I put the two parts together, which is the lining part and the main cap together, I made them one. I went ahead to use my strap to cover that rough edge. You need it to cover the rough edge. So I used my strap to cover. I sewed it from inside out, and then I fold in out, and then just watch the video, I beg. Some explanation is not easy to explain, but if you watch the video, you follow the process, of course you are going to get it. Thank you guys for watching this video. I love you, and I appreciate your coming back. If you are a new subscriber to this channel, please don't forget to click on the subscription button. You're welcome to this channel. This is a DIY channel, store and travel. We do more of DIYs here. And then if you are a returning subscriber, thank you so much for keeping me on check. I love you, I love you, I love you guys. I hope you enjoyed this project, and see you in our next video. Bye bye.